The surface of the Moon is covered by fascinating landforms and terrain. Light areas are rugged highlands made of some of the most ancient rocks on the Moon. Dark areas are lower, smoother regions that were flooded by great flows of lava. Each location on the Moon has a unique story to tell. One area that has become of recent interest as a target for exploration is Lacus Mortis. Lacus Mortis was formed more than 3.8 billion years ago when an asteroid slammed into the Moon's surface, blasting a giant crater 159 kilometers in diameter. Later, flows of lava flooded the floor of the crater and buried much of its eastern rim. A later impact by a smaller asteroid created the crater Berg, slightly to the east of Lacus Mortis's center. Berg is a beautiful, much better preserved crater than the surrounding crater of Lacus Mortis. The interior of Berg features step-like terraces inside its rim. Two prominent central peaks tower 1,000 meters above the crater floor. A massive landslide can be seen where the western wall of the crater collapsed inward. Look carefully at the floor of Lacus Mortis to the left of Berg. The smooth lava plains in this area are broken by numerous great fractures crossing the landscape. These fractures, known as straight rills, stretch for many kilometers across Lacus Mortis's western floor, are as much as 2 kilometers across, and more than 100 meters deep. They were probably formed when magma rose up through cracks in the Moon's crust here, wedging those cracks further apart and forming the fractures, or faulted valleys known as graben, across Lacus Mortis's floor. One of these fractures changes its form as it runs toward the south rim of Lacus Mortis. Along its northern portion, it takes the form of a deep valley. But as it heads south, the western wall of the valley lowers and the eastern edge rises, and the valley turns into a fault scarp, a cliff where the land to the east steps up hundreds of meters above the land to the west. Another fracture running toward the southwest rim of Lacus Mortis passes just to the north of two dome-shaped lunar volcanoes located next to where the fracture meets the crater rim. The volcanoes each measure about 2 kilometers across and stand about 100 meters tall. Both of the volcanoes are crowned with small volcanic craters on their summits. The Moon is covered by many holes in its surface. Most are impact craters or volcanic craters like we have already looked at here. But scattered across the Moon's surface, we also see steep-sided holes that in some cases seem to open up into vast empty voids beneath them. These could be skylights that have formed by the collapse of roofs over great caverns that were formed by channels of lava flowing beneath the surface. These lunar pits are some of the Moon's stranger types of features. One excellent example of such a pit is found in Lacus Mortis. This pit is particularly interesting because the collapse that formed this pit seems to have formed a ramp leading down into it and could perhaps provide a path of access to the lava tube that may continue underground from here. These are just some of the features that make Lacus Mortis an irresistible target for exploration. Robotic exploration of this fascinating region is planned to begin here, in the smooth plains between the great fractures of western Lacus Mortis. An international effort involving governments, universities, and private companies will study this remarkable landscape soon. You can conduct your own exploration of Lacus Mortis, the Moon, and many fascinating locations throughout the solar system with NASA's Solar System Treks.